Yep, glad Marvel has Spider-Man. Spider-Man Homecoming is directed by John Watts and stars Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, Marissa Tomei, Robert Downey Jr., Zendaya, Laura Harrier, Jacob Batalon, and Jon Favreau, and takes place right after the events of Captain America's Civil War, where Peter Parker is having a hard time returning to his normal life in Queens, being a small-time superhero, kind of dealing with petty theft and all that, until he comes across his real first supervillain, the Vulture, and from there he has to struggle fighting the Vulture and just dealing with his normal life as a high schooler. After Marvel struck a deal with Sony that allowed Spider-Man to join the MCU, every Spider-Man fan was going insane. Hopefully Marvel could bring this one great superhero back to a level of movie prestige as those first two Sam Raimi films. And when Spider-Man popped up in Captain America Civil War, it was what everyone was hoping for. He was quippy, the suit looked cool, his action was great, and everyone couldn't wait for that solo film, and this film delivered on all that potential it had. My biggest problem with The Amazing Spider-Man 2, besides from the terrible writing and that too many characters were just thrown into that film for no reason at all, was that the action sequences were just not exciting. And this character of Spider-Man has the ability to have some cool, fun action scenes, as we've seen with the first three Sam Raimi ones. Even the third one, which isn't a great film, still has that awesome Venom fight at the end. And Spider-Man Homecoming delivers on those great action sequences we hope to see again. Director John Watts did some beautiful action work throughout this film. Even though we saw most of the boat scene in the trailer, which is pretty disappointing, it's still so cool to see on the big screen. We see him the first time using his suit to the full potential, and he's trying to save everyone, and it's what Spider-Man should be like, and it was cool, it was fun, exciting. The music score was great during that scene, and it was what we were hoping from a Spider-Man film. And speaking of the musical score, Michael Giacchino put together an outstanding score for this film. The sense of excitement the music entails when Peter Parker is like flying through the air when he's fighting crime is amazing, but he also brings elements of those scores when the Vulture is stealing stuff and doing all his villain stuff, and it's just so cool to see him bring it to that element too. Like, Peter Parker's having his fun, but the Vulture is also having his fun. And then there's one scene where the music is joyous, a happy scene, and then it all turns on a dime and the music changes with it, and it was so well put together. And the humor throughout the film is perfect. It's what Spider-Man should be. It's like if I became Spider-Man when I was 15, the dumb, stupid, cheesy jokes I would make, but they're hilarious. But there's so many other hilarious moments throughout the film, not just from Spider-Man. It was a great job done comedically as well, which helps take away from some of the more dramatic moments, which makes them feel more tenseful and more dramatic, which always leads to a better film. And Tom Holland is easily my new favorite Spider-Man, and that is saying a lot because I really enjoyed Tobey Maguire in those first two Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, but Tom Holland just fits the bill perfectly for Spider-Man. When he's in the suit, that fun, quippy humor I was talking about earlier, but when he's out of the suit and he's that dorky teen in high school, he was great as that as well. And everyone in this cast is just great in their roles. Michael Keaton is having so much fun as the Vulture, and Marissa Tomei is amazing as Aunt May, even though it's still a little weird to me that Aunt May is young and hot, but Marissa Tomei was great in the role, and his dorky friend in high school was a great comedic relief on top of that, and it was just a great cast all around. And it's no secret that I'm a huge fan of coming-of-age films when they're done right, and that's why I love this film so much, because it's a great mixture of an amazing superhero action film with a great coming-of-age tale that just has so many qualities that I personally could connect to and I loved watching while it was on screen. And one of my biggest worries was that this film would turn into Iron Man 4 and we would see way too much of Tony Stark and Iron Man, but he was in the film the perfect amount, I feel like. A lot's in the trailers of what he's in, so if you're thinking from the trailers he's in like half the film, he's not. It's just the trailers are kind of misleading you and making you seem like he's in more of this film than he is, but that's just another tangent. I could go on about how the trailers for all these Spider-Man films, but especially this Spider-Man film, just show way too much. But Tony Stark was in it a good amount, and he doesn't overtake the whole film from Spider-Man. And with that, my final verdict for Spider-Man Homecoming was, it was amazing. It was so great to see an amazing Spider-Man film again on screen. Spider-Man 2 came out in 2004, I believe, so I was 7 years old when that movie came out. I haven't seen a great Spider-Man movie in 13 years. And it was just so great to see the great humor mixed with amazing action, an amazing score by Michael Giacchino, and it was just such a fun film to watch on screen. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Drew. Please hit that like button. Also, subscribe to see some more videos from me. Comment down below if you've seen Spider-Man Homecoming and what's your thoughts on it. And thanks for watching.